Okay, to work on our patterns and texture, my suggestion for you is to get a ruler and something you're comfortable marking with, whether it's a Sharpie or a pencil. You might ask a grown-up to help you if you would like to make your own grid, like mine, to practice your patterns and textures. However, if you want to do it all by yourself, you can draw your own squares, and they don't have to be perfect squares, so that you'll have different little thumbnails on practicing textures and patterns. So we'll go along like this. Okay, you can use a Sharpie with this, you can use a pencil with this, just depends on how much detail you want. So for this, so that you can see better on camera, I'm using a fine tip Sharpie. And simply, the process for this is think of all the different creative ways you can use to make a texture or a pattern. So in our previous videos, what we've learned is using lines and shapes. We can achieve that. So maybe in this box, I'm going to use circles. They don't have to be perfect circles. They can go off the edge of the box. And when I want to make that look nicer, I can add color. Maybe I take the idea of circles further and I make a bullseye type idea. Still using a circle, but I'm changing a design idea. Here's another one. What if I make layers of circles that run into each other, and some are large and some are small? You could go in many directions when you're learning to practice texture and pattern. Same thing with squares. I can make a grid, and when I color that, I can use a very fancy pattern that I've created with colors, or I can color it like a checkerboard. I can layer my squares from one corner to the next. I can make them float off the page like we did with the circles. I can make large and small. And all of this would change when I add color. What if I'm just using lines? Let's look at some ways I can use lines. Diagonal, parallel lines. I can fill that in with many colors as I want to. Wavy lines. Arrows. There's no limit to how creative you can get on this. Maybe I want to put those little lines on the backs of my arrows. Those are fun. How about if I made a pattern with flowers? Repeating pattern using multiple shapes to create a design pattern. Maybe I want to add leaves. Okay, so I've filled in my boxes with several different design ideas. Yours may not look anything like mine. Now I'm going to spend some time coloring it and making each item fancy or some of my favorite colors maybe I get a new idea as I'm coloring it. So let's see what I can do with all of these things put together.